Yo, what's going on, gang? Merry Christmas. This video is going to be for all of you Christmas noobs out there. You just got the game, man. You're ready to load it up. You're about to play for the first time, and you want to know what settings you need to be rocking. Listen, we're going to cover that today, man. We play controller on this channel. If you're on mouse and key, I would go watch like Husker, someone like that. Maybe get settings them, even Iceman Isaac. But for controller, come to this guy right here. Look, on controller, we want to set our horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity to 7.7. It looks like this because I'm on PC and my game is actually bugged. It says 1.50. It is actually 7.7. Like that, 7.7 plays like 6.6 in last year's title, which I think is the perfect sensitivity. So make sure horizontal and vertical is 7.7. Tactical is what I use. It says flipped only because I have a setting right down here where I swapped my bumpers for my triggers. If you play on a PS4 controller, I haven't really used the PS5 Pro controllers. I haven't used anything other than like Xbox controllers and PS4 controllers. On this one specifically, I have big hands. It's way more comfortable for me to use the bumpers than it is the actual triggers. I don't like having to like try to wrap my fingers all the way down when I just feel way more comfortable up here gripping the controller. So it says flipped. If I turn this off and I back out of the settings I go in, now it just says tactical. The second I turn this on, I go back into settings, it'll say flip. So just make sure you're set to tactical. You'll crouch with the right analog stick and you'll melee with circle and or B. And if you have a scuff, you know, obviously you want to set a melee to whatever side the button's going to be on. And usually with my left hand, I'll do jump. So I know my camera's flipped. This is my left and this is my right. So controller vibration, you're going to want to make sure that's turned off. Just more precision. You don't want any distractions. On your dead zone inputs, these should be relatively the same for everybody. You should absolutely copy these to a T if you can. The left stick minimum, go ahead and make that 0. Left stick max is going to be 75. Right stick min, I have that set to 3. I could go to 4. I mean, that actually depends on stick drift. Right stick max is at 99. Left stick min is at 75. That just makes your mobility activate sooner. It doesn't have to, your joystick doesn't have to reach the wall. So it doesn't have to go all the way over like this for it to actually function. It'll get about halfway. That's why you see the red ring right here. You see that red ring kind of around that circle. That's the activation zone, and that's what left stick max 75 will do. Left trigger and right trigger, set that to 0, man. You don't want any latency in your trigger. You want it to go off right away. So make sure all your dead zone inputs are just like that. Next, we're gonna go to aiming. This first tab, we're not really gonna mess with. It's gonna be the aiming advanced setting. We want to go to aim response curve type. Make sure this is set to standard and then 1.0. Dynamic's not bad. Linear's not bad, but standard is what I've been running for a while now, and it seems to be doing best for me. The next big important setting we want to do is custom sensitivity presume. That's going to help out you Warzone players. It helps in ranked play multiplayer as well. The only reason I say Warzone is because the 2 to 3x right here. We basically want to set our low zoom and 2 to 3x to 0.95. Everything else you want to keep at 1.0. What this does is it slows down your ADS with your guns. So like if your sensitivity is this fast, your ADS is going to be a touch slower. Some people might think, oh, that's too slow, but I'm telling you, that's what gives you that perfect recoil control where people are like, oh, you run a Cronus, oh, you're hacking. Perfect settings. I'm telling you, low zoom to 3x, that's exactly what you want to run. On your movement, tactical sprint assist, make sure this is set. And then on show more, make sure your sprint assist delay is at 0. Everything else is turned on. Corner slice, you want to make sure that is on. Sprint restore on. Slide maintain sprint on. Parachute automatic behavior free fall. And then is there one more setting in here? Oh, slide only. I've kind of done away with diving right now. I'm set to slide only. I've been enjoying that. Let's go to combat. I do apply all for my armor plates in Warzone. There's nothing really too crazy in here. I've changed combat settings. Down here, depleted ammo weapon switch, make sure that's turned on, and sprint cancels reload off. It's on by default, make sure it is off. Let's go over to audio, because the graphics, if you're on PC, I'm telling you right now, turn all your graphics to low. We can also, I'll show you the FOV thing as well. Go to view, make sure your FOV is set to 120, no lower, max it out, and make sure it's set to affected and wide. What affected does is when you ADS, it doesn't like pull your FOV back to 90. It keeps it at 120, so it makes your sights smaller. And if you're probably sitting there thinking, why in the hell do I want my sights smaller? The smaller your sights are, the less visual recoil you have, so you actually get a little bit more of visual precision when tracing and following targets. And then on weapon field of view, when you set it to wide, it actually makes the gun even smaller. So you see more on your screen at once, and you get less visual recoil as well. Make sure your motion blur and weapon motion blur, world and weapon, are both off. And then first person camera movement and third, set that to least. Default's 100%, put it to 50, make sure it is least. You can invert your flashbangs. I like leaving them inverted, so when I get flashed, my screen goes black instead of white. It saves your eyes for those late night grinds. Everything in my settings are going to be low. If you play on PC, I keep everything low, and then I don't run DLSS, I run Fidelity FX CAS. See, audio is going to be our last option here. I keep all music down, dialogue volume at 50, effects volume at 100, cinematic music's at 0. Enhanced headphone mode, I have that turned on, but I haven't done the enhanced headphone mode configuration yet. That's actually a paid feature through COD, and I haven't done enough research on it to know if it actually like makes the difference or not. So we'll have to see, and I'll have to look into that some more. Reduced tinnitus sound, basically when you get flashed, the ringing you hear, like when you get flashed or concussed, it basically makes it go away. So you don't have this crazy ringing in your ear. You can actually hear people. Even though you're flashed, you just might get the kill because you can hear the footsteps. Gang, this is going to be everything we need to cover. Maybe interface on your gameplay HUD. There are presets. I highly recommend not standard. I don't know why that just set that. I like to do the, oh, where you at? Right here, mission interface. Mission interface gives you a square mini map. You see a lot more on a square mini map than a circular, and you can actually see that right here on the second tab. The two images you see, which you can kind of see, ooh, let's go back to that. You can see the mouse up here above me, right above the webcam. You can't see the full picture, but what you'll notice, this is the same image, and right here you can see half of whatever this is supposed to be on this circle. If you look over here, you can actually see the out of bounds marker, and all the way up past this building, you get this square. You can see all inside of this building. You actually can tell that right here, there's actually something in the middle of this structure. You can see way more with the square minimap. Essentially, you got to think if this circle just extends, you know, to a flat plane all the way, you're basically getting, you know, quarters of it added to your minimap. So it definitely makes a huge difference having a square minimap than a circular. So you can actually pinpoint exactly where people are because you have a larger view range. Gang, listen, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, man. First and foremost, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. If you enjoy the channel though, and you want to see more, hit the sub button, obviously. Crush the like button, comment down below, let me know what you think, and I will catch you tomorrow for another banger. Let's get it, gang. Merry Christmas.